The resort city of Gelendzhik invites guests once again. Aircraft experts from Russia, CIS, and foreign states have gathered to take part in the 6th International Exhibition and Hydroaviation Scientific Conference, the Gidroaviasalon 2006. Everyone was impatient about this event. The Aviation Salon in Gelendzhik is a unique opportunity not only for a successful work, but for a nice rest as well. Besides, the shore of the Gelendzhik Bay is the only place where you can watch all the capabilities of the amphibious aircraft technique. The solemn opening of the exhibition took place on September 6. This was announced to the guests and participants by the organizers and officials of the event. The opening ceremony was attended by the heads of the ministries, commanders of the Russian Air Force and Ministry of Emergencies, captains of the Russian industries, delegates from the administrations of the Krasnodar Krai, Rostov region, and the cities of Gelendzhik and Taganrog. Greetings from the chairman of the Russian government, Mr. Mikhail Fratkov, as well as from the head of the Federal Agency of Industry and the chairman of the 6th International Exhibition and Hydroaviation Scientific Conference, the Gidroaviasalon 2006, Mr. Boris Alyoshin, were delivered to the organizers and participants of the event. The opening of the exhibition was traditionally marked by a ring of a ship bell. Honorable guests were shown around the exhibition of the aviation technique. The General Director of the Bereev-Taganrog Aviation Complex, Mr. Viktor Kobzev, delivered an interesting excursion through the territory of the exhibition. The Deputy Head of the Federal Agency of Industry, Mr. Alexander Rybas, the Chief Commander of the Russian Air Force, Mr. Vladimir Mikhailov, and other officials were observing the achievements of the aircraft industry with great interest. There was a lot to look at in the pavilions. Traditionally, all directions of the aircraft industry and technologies are represented in Gelendzhik. Aircraft engines, units and systems, means of ground servicing, technological equipment, materials, and many other things. As an official, I am satisfied by the way the salon has been prepared and how it goes. It's a place to exchange ideas and acquaint with our most advanced scientific and technological achievements. This is where the pre-contractual work is done. Of course, we pursue ideological and educational purposes. We would like our citizens, who are the taxpayers, to see where the money they pay goes to. We would like our citizens and the young people, first of all, to see what achievements our country has in the sphere of aircraft construction. And if, in the result of this salon, at least a dozen of young boys out of thousands visiting the event would come into aviation, I think it would be a huge contribution of this Hydro Aircraft Salon to the future of this country.
Я думаю, что это будет тоже значительным вкладом Гидроавиасалона в будущее нашей страны.
The Gelendzhik Hydro Aircraft Salon not only identifies the main tendencies in the development of the hydroaviation and aircraft industry, but as it appeared, it influences the Black Sea weather. After the opening and the start of the flight program, the clouds stepped off and the sun began to shine. Spectators were fascinated by the performance of the Strizhi and the Russian Knights piloting groups. Coherent aerobatics on the Mig-29 and the Su-27 combat aircraft over the Gelendzhik Bay has become a long-standing tradition. By the way, the territory of the Hydroaviation Salon has become prettier. 8 two-story chalets and a sheltered static exhibition pavilion have been built. Exponents now have 4,500 square meters of the exhibiting space with all the necessary infrastructure. Among the exhibition participants, one can see the Irkut Corporation, the Mig Corporation, the Rosoboron Excerpt, the Vega Radio Construction Corporation, the Rostvertol Joint Stock Company, the Salute State Unitary Enterprise, the Tactical Missile Ammunition Corporation, and many others. The stands of our Ukrainian partners, the Motor Sich Joint Stock Company and the Academician Ivchenko Progress Design Bureau, could not be unnoticed. Production of the Beriev-Taganrog Aviation Complex, the TANTK, had traditionally white representation at the Gidroaviasalon 2006. During its 70-year history, this enterprise has become an undisputed leader in the manufacture of the amphibious aircraft and the aviation technique for special purposes. This enterprise can by right be proud of its activity. Over 30 types of unique aircraft, many of which had reached serial production, have been developed at this enterprise. The TNTK had been successful at promoting its aircraft in the international market. As to the BE-103 aircraft, we have certified this aircraft in 2 countries, China and Brazil. Today we can supply this aircraft to those 2 countries. According to the Chinese contract, the first 2 aircraft have been delivered to China on September 29. Further aircraft will be delivered in accordance with the time schedule. With respect to Brazil, a supply contract for these aircraft has been signed. The aircraft in particular shall be used for tourist flights in the Amazon Delta. So the contract is now under performance. At the exhibition of 2006, the Taganrog Enterprise has introduced its new developments, and the TNTK General Director, Mr. Viktor Kobzev, has made several announcements for the next event. We have been developing new projects. You have seen the flying models of the BE-101 and the BE-112, which we have been working upon. I think as a minimum the BE-101 will be introduced here at the next Gidroaviasalon. I think next time we shall introduce the BE-112 with the English language cabin, which will enter the international market. The Gidroaviasalon will be marked by the expansion of the amphibious aircraft. The BE-200 amphibious aircraft manufactured by the TNTK have been on service at the Ministry of Emergencies of Russia, protecting the forests of this country against fires. 2 years ago, the BE-200 successfully demonstrated its fire extinguishing capabilities in Italy. Italy is one of the most complicated countries to use this aircraft, with its high mountains, alpine lakes, and a lot of forest fires. However, the tests were successful. This year we worked in Portugal. There is a delegation from that country at this salon, with which we have been negotiating concrete issues in connection with the purchase of the BE-200 for Portugal.